What's going on, guys? So today on this SHOKY third parties transforming things review, well, we're gonna look at something kind of okay from a pretty defunct company known as Maas Toys, and this is their Cybertech series CT001 SKIFF. The fact that they thought they would get at least 3 digits worth out of these guys is pretty cool. So Maas Toys is pretty much gone from existence. If you find any of their stuff, it's because it's been sitting in stock forever, much like this one. And it is their version of a Cybertronian Bumblebee. I'm going to turn that light off so I can reduce some glare here. So we did see a Cybertronian Bumblebee in the very first episode of Transformers, and actually Hasbro just now finally gave us a version of that Bumblebee. This, however, is a third-party attempt at doing so way back in the day. I'm going to look at the box here. Cybertech series SKIFF, all the warnings right there. Nice product image as it goes. Come around to the side. You've got them in bot mode. You got them in alt mode. Come around to the back. Convert between warrior, robot, and futuristic hover vehicle. Features 28 points of articulation for intense posing action. That's funny. Free rolling wheels make for glide-like motion when pushed on a hard surface. All that is a true thing. So here's something that's interesting. It doesn't come with instructions. You have to scan a QR code to go to the website where instructions are available. That's interesting. So you also get the kind of gold bug version that existed. There was also a white one that existed, which I think was meant to be a bug bite kind of one. So you got CT03 stack, which I'm not entirely certain what that was supposed to be, or if they actually managed to make it happen. But it is what it is. But here's something that's pretty neat here. Designed by Casey Stark, artwork by Bobby Skullface. So actually, that's pretty much the main reason I bought this, was to get this Bobby Skullface artwork, which is pretty cool. I'm going to send this to him, at least the empty box. I'll send it to him along with some other stuff I need to send his way, and have him sign it, and then it will be a part of my collection just in box. He actually has like 2 of them that he's got in his own personal collection just for the heck of it. You know, I think that was his payment technically for doing it. I did pick this up from TF Source while they're having a sale, so I got it for ridiculously cheap. I think it was only like 15 bucks when it's normally something like 40. So I got it for like 75% off, stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get it out of here and look at it. I also did do an out-the-box reaction for this that may or may not be made public. We'll see what happens. I think it's going to be in the channel memberships for now. We'll see what happens. So let's get it out. By the way, if you were keen on it, there's a link for YouTube instructions and UQ, whatever that is. I assume it's a Chinese version of YouTube. I'm not entirely certain. But there he is in the thingy, and his one and only extra bit here. Just wanted to show that off real quick. Alright, and there is Skiffy Boy in his kind of hover car mode. It's a little excessive, realistically, for the original Bumblebee image. If I can pull one up, it'll be right here. If not, this will just be a blank screen, and I'll look like a fool. But I think it'll be there. So, I mean, it's similar enough in design, but very much not at the same time. I wouldn't mind actually picking one up from the current, like, Bumblebee weird-ass collection thing that's going on. But essentially, it's just a whole bunch of yellow with some black paint across the front there. I've come underneath, you got some wheels, and you got legs, obviously. And you got some arms, and you get his stored weapons, which is actually pretty cool. The fact they give you weapon storage is always a good thing. Kind of hard to get out of there. It does roll, though probably just skimming across this glass surface. And for size comparison, there is next to a New Age Seeker in jet mode. So it's pretty sizable. It's in a weird, it's almost, I guess it would be a deluxe, in theory. I don't have many other normal Transformers on hand. Everything's still kind of put away at the moment, so I can't really do that. So I had to figure out how to transform it on my own. I didn't bother looking at instructions. It's not a difficult transformation until you get to some of the arm motions. They get a little wonky, but for the most part, it's not bad. I kind of want to come up under here and unpeg the legs, which are tabbed in into that little spot right there. Actually, now would be a good time to have that extra light on so we can see inside. Okay, so pull the legs up and out, like so. And that also kind of destabilizes the entire universe. And then go ahead and straighten those out. I forget which way is going to be facing forward. I think the black is going to be facing forward. Yeah, okay. So we'll do that. Fix the toes. And then we'll get into stand like that for a minute. And actually, if you just really want to be kind of silly, you could just be like, this is my domain. You know, it looks like something from Gundam. So I'm going to darken this just a little bit more. Okay. So, where do we go from here? Let's go ahead and pull the guns out, because they're just sort of in there. And one thing you'll know about this is it's not really held together very well, if I'm honest with you. And you've got these wheels sticking out the back that don't really go anywhere. And I think, okay, once we get the arms sort of up and out the way on these hinges, we can kind of break this free. There we go. I knew it was tabbed in somewhere. So that tabbed in up front. Bring this back. Flip the head up. Flip these yellow parts up. And we want to see which way this is supposed to go. Like that. I believe the goal is to have this tucked up in the backpack like that. I believe that is correct. It does seem like there's a couple different ways you can do the backpack, depending on how you want to hinge this part, but this seems to be the most satisfactory, at least to me. As for the arms, I'm going to grab the actual forearms here. And they are tabbed in like that. Okay, so we got a shoulder joint, which is here now. And go ahead and rotate that 180 degrees. Get your elbow here. Rotate this to the outside and the armor bit like so. And utilizing a ball joint, get your hand where you want it. Now, these parts of the shoulders are meant to be like up, and then the actual robot arm, I think, is meant to just sort of be like this, and then reposition your hand however you need to. At least that seems to be what works the best for me. So go ahead and pull this out. Like I said, there's these two tabs that go into those two slots. That frees up your arm. You can move the shoulder joint out. That's where you have some more motion. Or you can tuck it down. That's kind of up to you. Like, I don't have a set way to do it, like 100%. Like, just make it work for you. Figure out what's best for you. So I did it up like this because it seems to make the most anatomical sense, at least to a degree. But you could also bring it down like this, or in theory, like this. And so you just have all this shoulder armor, and his arm is tucked in close. So that's also a thing you could do. Maybe that's how they originally intended it to go. I don't know. I said I haven't seen instructions, and I did watch a review on this many years ago. This is an old figure, by the way. I think this came out in like 2015, 2016, something like that. Like, it's been around a long time. But that's pretty much him in robot mode. And the obvious problem being that shoulder joint sucks. Like, the ball joint that holds this whole thing together really sucks ass. Like, really sucks ass. Like, it's just super loose. Kind of the same on both sides, but like, I guess the best way to get him anatomically correct is to have his arms down like that. But like, that should have been a way they stick it to him. I'm going to brighten things up just a little bit now, just because those black arms are hard to see. And the other thing, yeah, just keep these arms however you want them, the arm shields. Yeah, so let's talk about articulation. He's just got a hinge for a neck, and then you can turn it to a degree. He's got silver face paint, blue painted eyes, and a very serious scowl. Got these new vents here, nothing crazy. Obviously, this whole section moves. You saw how the shoulder will move. To even go out to like that is just absurd. Got big old bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, ball jointed hand, swiveling wrist that gets the armor wherever you need it to be. I wish they had something to tab this in, like give that shoulder something to stick to. It's just kind of annoying. Like, I guess if you were also keen on it, you could tilt it back a bit. Maybe that'll make it more stable to a degree. Kind of. Like that kind of worked to stabilize the shoulder a bit, because now you're sort of jamming the arm up into the hinge. It looks a little funny, if we're honest. Also, this yellow is glowing. I'm gonna have to desaturate this. Yeah, it does show it basically like this in the packaging. So that kind of situation. He does rotate at the waist, although you're running into stuff. That is what it is. Also, I've got his waist backwards. Now that I looked at it, it's front to the black piece facing forward. I just realized I didn't turn that around. So either way, so your waist rotates. Single jointed knee that looks like it's ratcheted, but it's not. Tension for the hips. You can go all the way out and go back and go forward. All the things you wanted to do. That's a nice molded detail on the legs. Foot is on a swivel here. Almost no tension. It's not floppy, but it's not tight at the same time. I don't know, guys. I mean, I bought it for the box. I'm just being honest with you. It could do with a wash, bring out some of the details and stuff like that, make it a little bit nicer. Let's see, the guns, since he does come with two of them, they are very much like G1 Bumblebee guns. Comes with two of them. He can hold them, although it's an awkward fit because totally like round 5mm port and then a square handle. So if you put it in wrong, he'll probably drop them. But, it is what it is. Like I said, I didn't buy this thing to go on a shelf in bot mode. I bought this thing to stay in the box for the signature on the box. Like, it's not great. And if there's any wonder why Maas Toys is not around, it's probably pretty obvious now. Hold on, let me turn that light off. Get a picture there. Okay. Alright, so the other thing, and I sort of showed this off, he does come with a G1 toy head, if you're remotely interested. And it looks like the head just pries apart on the ball joint. Oh, nope, sorry. Does not just pry apart. There's a tiny screw. My bad. So there's a tiny Phillips head screw. Whoa. Right there. So if you want to take that apart, by all means, just be careful you don't lose anything or break off a horn. Now, so also, like I said, you can position this backpack however you need to just make life work for you. And this guy would need a lot of like clear paint to like fix the joints. So size comparison real quick. What I have on hand, I've got a DX9 Grimlock. I've got a New Age Constructicon. Okay. Once again, how do they don't have lungs. So how does a wind instrument work? Alright. And it would be cool to compare to, like, say, the Flame Toys version, but I don't have one handy. Another comparison, just for fun, another little yellow guy. A D10/DO from Square Cube. I know that's not the name, that's just what I'm saying. But yeah, like I said, this one is not meant to go on the shelf as a figure. It's meant to go in the box as just a cool thing to commemorate the only time so far that Bobby Skullface has made official art for a third-party company on their box. And that's fun just for me, since I know Bobby. So, like I said, I want to get him to sign it, and I'm just going to have it up on the shelf, collecting dust for the rest of the time, because I have a feeling this guy's not going to hold together very well. It's not built very well. It's not painted very well. And for what there is paint, the joints are loose as all get out, and the ultimate design is, well, not good. So, but it's cool. It was a cool attempt. We'll give them credit. I think the gold bug looks interesting. I could have got that one too, but I just felt like getting the normal one. Didn't feel like buying multiples of the same not great figure, as it were. So you can sort of pose them, but with those loose arms, it sucks. But that's it for this third-party Transformers review, guys. Make sure you go check out any and all other Transformer reviews, especially those New Age DX9 and Planet X reviews that I've got laying around. And I wish I had any of my official bots laying around that I could compare him to, but unfortunately I don't. I'm sorry about that. Still unpacking, still trying to get organized here in the cave, and also trying to get it caught up on reviews. And like I said, I do have an out-the-box review for this. I think I'll leave it for channel members. I do have memberships set up. I just haven't really made it a deal yet. So, but I'll catch you guys on the next one. Remember, as always, keep on nerding.